I'm gonna be the best mountain biker ever. That is gonna be... What is that? I'm not expecting anyone today. Let's see what this is. I wonder who is at the garage door. What is this? Bikes Online box? I just got a bike for Christmas though. Why is there a Bikes Online box? No way! What's up, Hippie fam? Today is gonna be an awesome day because I got a new bike. So as you can see from the intro and the title, I was sent a Marin San Quentin 3 Hardcore Enduro Hardtail. Man, this thing is epic. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this. I'm going to be completely unbiased. I have not ridden this bike yet. This is just an overview of what I think about the components on this bike and the look of it, and what I think I'm going to be able to get out of this bike with my riding skills. So stay tuned in for more as we do a walk around. Yeah. So here is the Marin San Quentin 3 Hardcore Enduro Hardtail. Man, this thing is epic. And as I stated before, this is completely an unbiased review, and I am not receiving monetization for the review on this bike or anything I do regarding this bike. This bike was, however, sent to me from Marin, but I'm no way receiving any type of monetization from them for this. So let's dive into this. So as you can see, this is a pretty slacked out hardtail. It says on Marin that it's 65 degrees head tube angle, and it comes with a RockShox Revelations fork. It's set at 130, but it seems to be on the stanchions. It shows that there's an option for 130 and 140. But from my understanding is that Debonair shafts actually go all the way up to 150. So you can get the full 150 out of this, which is still considered enduro, even though modern enduros are running 170 mil now, and even some are getting the downhill territory, which is like in the 180s. But I am going to go ahead and extend that fork when the time comes. I will say I like the shape of it. It is 27.5 and it's running the Maxxis Assegai. I call them the Assegai, well, I call them Assegai tires. You guys can correct me in the comments of what it is. It is a Shimano wheel set from what I can see. I'm not sure of the actual specs, but it's running, I think, is it called Centerline? Or is that SRAM? SRAM calls it Centerline. But this is not a 6-bolt rotor right here. It is a, just looks like an inside out cog basically. I have to adapt myself with these because I've not really dabbled in the modern Shimano stuff. We are running Shimano MT420 hydraulics. They're not my favorite. There are better variations out there, such as the BL 6100s, which I'm going to end up switching the levers on them because they're still 4-pot brakes. I'm okay with that. Switch pads, keep the rotors. And then it comes with a Trans X, I think it's called the Trans-X Manic dropper post. And of course the Marin seat is attached to that. It does go pretty fast. It is a 150 mil that's attached to this. I do need to do some adjusting because having trouble getting down. That's most likely due to cable tension. Same brakes on the back. I think it's got a 180 on the rear. I could be wrong. Yep, I'm 100% right. It says 180 right there. So it's 203 front, 180 rear. Race face Chester pedals do not come with the bike. You get a pair of set of plastic pedals. They're unbranded, I think. Got FSA Comet crankset here. And as I stated, these are 27, but they're 2.5 inch wide tires. Shimano Dior. And so you got the 12-speed Dior derailleur right there with clutch. And then Shimano Dior 12-speed cassette right there. I'll say the shifting on this from setting it up straight out of box was really clunky. Even after dialing it in, it is still being clunky. That is totally not proper English. It still is clunky. From my experience with Dior, I've loved their Dior 10 speeds and they shift perfectly fine, but you need to run the Shimano chains on them if you want crisp tongue twister right there, crisp shifting. I learned that when I built my my trail bike, hardtail. Well, it's a hardtail trail bike. That you go Shimano chains if you want to do it. They slap the KMC chain on here. That will get you by. I don't like KMC chains anymore. That's just my personal preference. I've snapped so many of them. It seems that if you go SRAM or Shimano, that's where you get the best quality shifting at. So I'm 100% going to be getting rid of the KMC chain. Sorry, KMC, loved you for years, put you on all my bikes, but recently you don't hold up and there's just too many fakes out on the market. So I will be switching that to a Shimano 12-speed chain. And then other than that, the grips seem to be pretty legit. They're pretty grippy. They're not as thick as I like to. They are Marin grips and they're branded. That is mad upside down. They're branded Marin. And so I'm gonna leave them for now. Most likely we'll end up getting P&W loam grips like I run on my YT Jeffsy. But that dropper lever, I'm gonna run that for a little bit. Never had a Trans-X dropper post. And a lot of people say, oh, I don't like these levers. Well, I mean, it's not the best lever, but I mean, it's a lever and it works. Not gonna segregate against it, that's cool. It's got 35 millimeter stem on it. I believe that these are 30 millimeter bars, if I'm right. My Jeff C has 35 and it's considerably smaller. So I think it's like 31 millimeter. I forget the actual outer diameter. Stack height's pretty high. So if that kind of bothers you, you might have to cut that down. But other than that, I am pretty happy with this. It was easy setting up the sag. RockShox is pretty user-friendly. You just type in the serial number that's on the back of the crown over here. And there'll be a serial number depending on your fork, what model number you have and all that stuff. And I'll tell you how to set it up. Like I said, haven't trail ridden this thing yet, so we're going to see how it handles. It does say that it's tubeless ready, so meaning that I should be able to just crack the beads on them, pull the tubes out, put my valves in that I want, and just pour some sealant in there. But we'll go ahead and we'll dive into that, and I'll teach you guys how to convert your tires over to tubeless with tubeless ready rims. But if they're not tubeless ready rims, we'll make them tubeless ready. And then I went ahead and I put my mud guard. Man, what is this called? Is this like the marsh guard? No, it's not a marsh guard. What do they call this? They call this the mucky nuts. Put my mucky nuts on there that I ran on my 29er mullet. But other than that, I would say I'm pretty satisfied with what was sent to me. I would say if I didn't get my Jeffsy for Christmas, I would have a lot more positive things to say about this bike as it would be compared to my hardtail that I built right here. But I would say that they could have put better components in my eyes on this bike for the same price, because these MT420 brakes are going online for roughly around $85. You can get SRAM G2Rs for $85, and I prefer the lever feel over them. And I've got those brakes bedded in on my Jeffsy already, and they're epic brakes. But I'll go ahead, give these a try, see how they go. I'm not going to change the brakes until after the first trail ride. And we'll go from there, and I'll take you guys on my journey. But this is just the standard overview. I wanted to talk about it, get it out there, since I was able to get the permission. Now, this is the 2022/2023 model. They are not changing anything for 2023 as far as I know. This is straight from Marin's mechanics. And so, I mean, all you can do is basically upgrade this bike. Thanks to RockShox being super consumer friendly and letting you work on your own stuff, they actually provide upgrade kits to where you can extend that to 150 and you can get a better damper for it too. And this thing will be an enduro machine if you want to race enduro on a hardtail. And hell, I might even try racing enduro on it. Well, that was my overview on the Marin San Quentin 3. I could only go based off of the parts and my knowledge on the parts that are on this bike for the value of money. I will go ahead and do a real-time review of the bike, and we'll take it over to San Lee in Sanford, and we'll test it out there because that's closest you get to mountains, to the mountain trails, without being actually in the mountains around here. So we'll take it over there and do the real-time review, and we'll see how everything goes and see how this thing rides, because never ridden a 27.5 wheel bike at all. Like I said, my hardtail that I custom built is a mullet setup, and it makes it a little bit more playful with the 27.5 in the back. But having a full 60 feet 650B bike though, just bunny hopping it outside, I was able to throw it around more, and it's much lighter compared to my mullet setup. And of course, way lighter than a full suspension is going to be, because you don't have all the extra linkage and the extra shock and all that extra added weight that you throw on there. So I appreciate you guys going on this journey with me. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, that'd be very helpful, because I do make these videos for you, and I want to continue making these videos for you. I appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in. Peace.